All right, we should be back good now. Hold on. See if everything comes through clearly. Give it a second, let people tap back in. Giving it a couple of minutes. Make sure everybody's able to tune back in. Just make sure everybody's able to tune back in with me. All right. I see the people tapping back in. I see we coming back in. Y'all let me know how my audio is. Please let me know how the audio is if you can. Let me know how the audio is coming through. I want to make sure that I'm coming through like nice and clear. I want to make sure I'm coming through nice and clear. So let me know how the audio is coming through before we get the ball back up and rolling. Audio is clear. Thank you, Dr. Tony. Thank you. Let me go back over here to YouTube real quick. I bought some silver from Atmex. They had to change the delivery date. The silver shortage might be true. No, definitely. Hey, look, it ain't the way I was able to sell the silver that I had and who I sold it to. I know what's something else going on. I've actually been buying silver futures contracts just so I can hold exposure, right? And that's the thing that I'm loving about this new financial world. Just from a monetary perspective, right? And what I mean by that is just trying to increase one's net worth. It's not truly about having physical ownership, more so than having liquid ownership, right? Liquid ownership gives you much more flexibility and freedom than physical ownership over certain things. Not everything, but certain things. You get what I'm saying? So I sold a lot of my physical silver, but then I opened up futures positions with tokenized liquid silver, right? So I sold my physical, bought back in on the dip, and now I got futures contracts long on silver. Is this making sense to y'all? Is this making sense to y'all? Let me know. Let me know if this is making sense. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in and tapping in with the evening show with Coffee and Crypto, which I am sipping coffee. But in a minute, I will be stepping down. I will be sipping something a little bit different. In fact, you know what? Though? It's the spot. They've been making these espresso tequila joints, and I ain't never had something so good. I'm a coffee drinker. Even though I don't drink traditional coffee anymore, I'm a coffee drinker. And the way that they put it together with the tequila, man, it's something different, Joe. Something different. But anyways, all right. So everybody's back. Well, not everybody, but we're starting to come back. So let's just, when we look at this, when we look at the market right now, right? What are you going to tell yourself 5 years from now? Right? In fact, let me put this out there. Anybody, in my humble opinion, anybody that's looking at putting money into Bitcoin, you should have at least, what is that? That's what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Is that 48 months? Yeah. You should at least have a 48-month outlook on your position. Look at least 48 months out, right? If you're able to gauge it, 48 months out, you're putting yourself in one of the best positions ever. Remember, Bitcoin is a long-term savings account, right? It's savings technology. That's what it is. It has the ability to increase what one is worth over X amount of time. If one continues to put their value, their time and energy, which is the money, into that instrument. Miss Farasha, what's going on, Queen? Peace, peace, peace. So now I look at everything else as an investment. I look at Bitcoin as a long-term savings account technology, 100%, right? That means that the profits that I make off everything else, I roll over into Bitcoin. Why? Because this ain't for me. It's for the kids, the grandkids, the great-grandkids, and great-great-grandkids to come. And in my humble opinion, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I only want to hold Bitcoin for them. Everything else, I'll mess with. I'll mess with the Ethereums and the XRPs and the Doges and all that. But as far as pass me down, as far as what's being handed down, what's being transferred, Bitcoin. Bitcoin and only Bitcoin. And that's just my own personal opinion, you know? Everybody ain't got to play it like that, but that's the way that I'm playing it, though. Along with gold, silver, land, you know, those are the top four. Bitcoin, gold, silver, and land. Those are the top four assets that will be handed down. This brother here. Bitcoin, gold, silver, and land. What's in y'all top four? What's in y'all top four? Do you have leverage trading classes? Yes, I do. Actually, in fact, let me actually put that out there. So we do have a new website. Well, not a new website. I got a new URL. So it's not blockwallstreet.io no more. It's blockwallstreet.biz, B-I-Z. So we're on business now. All right, going into 2026, it's all about the business. And the business is Bitcoin, right? Everybody should be working on their family treasuries. You need to get a Bitcoin reserve for you and your family. Start with yourself, then add the family, then bring in extended family, then friends, and then you venture out into the community. And then from the community, you do your neighborhood, right? Because your community, or let me not say community. Well, yeah, I was gonna say a block, and then you do the whole neighborhood. But y'all get the idea, though. Y'all get the idea, right? One of the most important things that us as quote unquote the minority, even though we're not, but minority in a different term, right? Individuals that come from or live in or are around, right, or affected by low income or under the poverty level, right? If you want to be free, if you want to give yourself a better chance of being free in the next 5 to 10 years, because the thing, everybody want to be free tomorrow. Everybody wants to be free tomorrow. And I got to ask them, right? Like when I be teaching my class, and when I be talking to cats my age, it's like, okay, we in our whatever we in, right? We in whatever we in, right? And it's like, okay, I'll just use myself as an example. I'm in my 40s now, right? I'm in my 40s now. So it's like, okay, from 20 to 40, that's 20 years, right? So I asked another person, man, like, nigga, did you get rich in the last 20 fucking years? And it's like, no. So it's like, damn, you can't do another 20 trying to get rich. You know what I'm saying? If hey, you didn't do it the last dub, you just had a whole 20. You didn't do it the last dub. Try this next dub coming up, especially if you're looking to live. Now, it's easier when I'm talking to the young men, right? It's easier when I'm talking to the young men because it's like, okay, y'all 19, 25, 30, y'all been hustling for however long, we'll say 10 years, right? Man, you ain't made it in the last 10 years. Why not try something different or add on something for the next 10 years? That's the way we have to start looking at it, Joe. Well, that's the way that I prefer individuals to look at it. You ain't got to start looking at it in no way. But that's the way I prefer individuals to look at it. It's like, Joe, y'all, like I said, once again, when I'm talking to the youth, like, y'all young. What you think you're going to be rich next year? And right now you ain't got shit? Like, come on, man, it don't work like that. I know we see these videos and these grandiose ideas and I'm going to catch a record deal and everything's going to be all good. It's like, nah, the real world don't work like that. Even those that catch record deals. You know what I'm saying? If they don't manage their capital correctly, goddamn it, they want nothing but a pastime. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but a pastime. It's like if you're in your 20s or your 30s, if you're 20 and you want to put yourself in a better position to own a house in your 30s, start allocating a certain amount of that capital, whether it's from a job, but wherever it's from, cutting grass, I don't care, shoveling snow. Allocate a percentage of that to Bitcoin. I can guarantee it's going to get you to your house quicker than just putting it in fiat. Guarantee it. Right? Anyways. All right, so they're saying that us slipping back down, one of the ranks is the worst correction since 2017. I beg to differ. Let's see what they're talking about. It says after a rare spot of outperformance on Tuesday, Bitcoin has resumed sliding, with one analyst eyeing 84 to 86,000 as potential local bottom. It's always interesting when I give my own analysis and then I read the analysis of these professionals, right? Because I don't got no degrees and no certificates in any type of financial or economic studies. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm 100% self-taught. I have no certificates, so I hey, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. This ain't financial advice. These are my opinions. I could be 100% wrong. Even though since 2017, when I jumped on the scene, I ain't been too long, right? Good shit, Joseph. Good shit. Damn good move. Right? But it's like, when I see my analysis match up with somebody who's looked at as a know-it-all, not a know-it-all, a professional, especially within these realms, it lets me know I'm on the right track. Let me know I'm doing the right thing, right? It goes on to say that Bitcoin fell below 90,000, losing 4.2% during early U.S. trading hours on Wednesday, while Ether dropped 6% to under $3,000. Crypto-related equities more than mirrored the decline, with Strategy, Bitmine, and Circle booking 8 to 9% sell-offs. Bitcoin's current slide from its early October record at 126,000 ranks among the steepest 43-day drawdown since 2017. Okay, I can see they're talking about the amount of volatility in a short amount of time. I can see that. It says the big news Tuesday was crypto was not just posting gains, but also rising even as U.S. stocks sold off. That outperformance has been rare for what seems like months, with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies watching from the sidelines as major stock market averages made new record highs on a regular basis. So they're talking about the relief rallies. And you got to look at it like this, especially for those of you that are learning how to discharge debt, learning how to short the market. Just like in the up market, you're looking to buy the dips. In a down market, you're looking to fade the rallies. You get what I'm saying? I like that. He said family LLC, trust, Bitcoin, roll XRP into Bitcoin, Airbnbs in Africa. I love it. Right? But once again, just like you buy the dips in the uptrend, you fade the rallies in the downtrend. You look for those pumps to take advantage of them and sell off. It says sadly for the bulls, though, normality has returned just 24 hours later. That was beautiful. With Bitcoin tumbling 4% back below 90,000, even as U.S. stocks manage gains. And we just did a class on how to discharge debt. I wonder if I put it up here, though. Did I? Let me see. Did I put it up here? Let's see. I don't know if I put the discharging debt class on the website yet. Oh, yeah, I did. How to discharge debt on the blockchain. It is on here. Yep. How to discharge debt on the blockchain. You know? In fact, it's so much, man. Hey, it's so much value in these courses. How do I? Introduction to oracles, introduction to crypto wallets, introduction to XLM and Velo, long-term accumulation, Fibonacci trading, how to operate in the private. That's another thing, Joe. The information I be giving people be so far ahead. Like, think of it like this. I've given us not only early access to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, I've given us as a community a way to operate in the private, back on the gold standard as private individuals, private citizens, sovereign citizens, back in the republic. Because remember, if you're operating with gold and silver, you're back in the republic. You're operating with fiat notes, you're in the democracy. So you're in the public or the private. I showed y'all how to operate in the private, right? I've showed y'all how to get access to real estate world round without having to go through and get this license or this certificate. You got to take this many classes and get approved and take a test. And if you fail the test, y'all really got to step back for a second, right? No, I haven't, Mo. I haven't. I have not yet. No, sir. I will get the time to do that though. Right? Y'all got to really step back and look at the amount of gems that I've just been dropping since I've been here. And it's not to toot my own horn or nothing like that. Definitely not to toot my own horn or anything like that. It's to get y'all to understand that, number one, I ain't going to be here forever. That's number one. Take advantage of the information while it's here. You know? But I'm giving y'all plays 5-10 years in the making. Think about that. Think about this. Let's just on the gold standard alone, right? Just on the gold standard alone, right? Think about how many people right now talk that sovereign shit. Talk about the republic. Think about how many of them talk about, oh, well, you can't be in the republic because we're off the gold standard and you can't do commerce with gold standard. I mean, you can't do commerce with gold. There's no way to operate with gold commercial. They just don't know no better. They just don't know no better. They don't know that you can do the amount of things that I've shown y'all that you can do. Y'all really got to look at how far ahead I've set y'all and how much of a rift I put between you and the traditional world. I've really given y'all $1 million worth of game the last 8 years that I've been here. Literally $1 million worth of game. Right? Anyways. Goes on to state, crypto-related equities broadly mirrored the price action. Bitcoin Treasury MicroStrategy fell over 8% to more than a one-year low. And once again, I am dollar cost averaging in the MicroStrategy, and I am able to collateralize it and borrow against it. That means I can issue credit against my MicroStrategy. Okay. Stablecoin issuer Circle, Ether Treasury firm Bitmine, miners Bitfarms, and Hive Digital saw similar declines. Though well off session highs, the NASDAQ remains up 0.2% just after the noon hour of the East Coast. After relentless downward pressure on prices since Bitcoin's early October record, crypto investors remain deeply risk adverse. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index, a popular sentiment gauge, stayed pinned in extreme fear territory. That's when you want to get it. Most of they don't either. You know more than most of them don't either. You know more than most of them. I agree with that. I don't even like to toot my own horn though. You know? I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's nobody in this. I don't think it's nobody. Just hear me out. I don't think it's anybody from our community that's coming out and combining the amount of things that I'm combining. Because I've showed people how to combine the trust information with the blockchain information, with the status correction information, nationality information. I've showed people how to combine all of this and connect it. You've got people that are in their lanes. Oh, they're teaching status correction and nationality, but they don't know shit about the blockchain. Oh, they're teaching trust, but they don't know nothing about status correction, right? Or they're teaching crypto, but they don't know shit about status correction or trust, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. Show me one page that combines all that information and shows you how to utilize it and to an advantage of yourself, to a benefit. I've never seen it. I've never seen somebody that's multi-faceted with the information. Everybody pretty much stays in the lane, right? But that's how it was in the streets, though. It was never just one lane for me. It was, man, I got some blocks over here. I got this going on over here, you know? It's always been like that. And like I said, all I did was took the energy I was putting into the streets and just transitioned it over here to the new block, the blockchain. All right? But nah, hey, they're saying it's one of the worst corrections. I'm going to tell you like this. Stories like this, right? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Bitcoin crashes to 50K. Let's see if we can find some stories Let's see if we can find some stories, some old stories. Let's see if we can find some old stories. Let me see. Here we go. August 5th, 2024. Bitcoin price crashed to 50K. Dashes carry trades. Traders hope. Wait, dashes carry traders hope. Oh, they're talking about a carry trade. They're talking about a carry trade. Let me see. The leading cryptocurrency by market value has crashed over 18%, 20%, to 50,000 in 24 hours, reaching its lowest level since February of 2024. The sell-off, which is part of the broad-based risk aversion in global markets, and we just talk about risk aversion, is likely caused by the sharp rise in the anti-risk Japanese yen and the U.S. bond market shenanigans. Look at this. Bitcoin crash. Let's see if we can find, hold on. Let's see if we can find Bitcoin crashes to 3K. Let's see if we can find it. Hold on. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find, let me see. Let's go back to 20, what was that, 17? Oh, y'all never gonna make it. I guess y'all gonna make like do it like this. Let's go back to 2020, I think it was. There we go. That's what I could do, goddamn it. 10/5/2020. Let's see. What can we find here in the way of stories from back then? Traded, blah, 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 blah. Nah. I'm trying to find some stories from around that time frame. Here we go. Bitcoin crashes to 9,000 as 10 billion wiped from crypto markets. Y'all always gonna see these stories, man. Y'all are always gonna see these stories. Now, let me ask you, if you were living back then, if you were knowledgeable back then, right? You're seeing all this new, Bitcoin crash 9,000. You probably would have felt like it was over with, right? The Bitcoin price, after taking another failed run at the 10,000 per Bitcoin level last week, has shed about 5% in the last 24 hours, dropping to under 9,000 for the first time since late May. Bitcoin fell to lows of 8,900 on the Luxembourg-based Bitstamp exchange before rebounding slightly. The wider Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has recorded similar declines, with Ethereum, Ripple's XRP, and Bitcoin Cash, you don't even hear about that no more, and Litecoin all losing around 5% and wiping some 10 billion from the combined value of the world's cryptocurrencies. So this is 10 billion, right? You want to know how much we're wiping off now? Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. Crypto world wipes out 1 trillion as Bitcoin plunges anew. So y'all see the difference here in stories that we're looking at? Huh? Where did he go? Damn, did I take it from this one? Here we go. So crash under 9,000, 10 billion wiped out. Now we're wiping out 1 trillion. Can you imagine what it's going to be when the stories are where we just wiped out 10 trillion on a pullback? The volume going in and out on Instagram, y'all. Let me know how the volume is on IG, y'all. Ganja Daddy, what's up going on? So you be telling everybody in Canada. I'm ready for the crash, not gonna lie. Dry powder locked and loaded. almost a year later and nobody around me even has a Satoshi. It be like that. It be like that, you know? But y'all see, it's the same stories. Look, this story is from November 19th, 2025. This story is from June 15th, 2020. Y'all see they keep writing the same shit? It's the same story, different day. Same shit, different day, Joe. Don't get knocked out your positions, man. It's a long-term game for us. Long-term. And then you know how much better it is for you to be able to take a loan out against Bitcoin when it's lower versus you taking a loan out of it when it's higher? Because what it does then is it widens that LTV or that debt to collateral ratio that you have, right? You taking a loan out of Bitcoin at 90,000, 80,000, 70,000, and then it rebounding back to 120, 150, or rebounding back to 125, going to 150, 175. Like, this is the thing. If your mindset is, Bitcoin's not over yet, and it will be 250,000. If you think Bitcoin's going to be $1 million, and I know it is, if you think Bitcoin's going to be $1 million, wouldn't you want to just grab as much as possible? The more, the merrier, and you get the greater amount of exposure. What? When price pulls back. You got to understand, you ain't going to be able to buy the same amount of Satoshis as you was. You know what I'm saying? Tobias, what's going on, big homie? Peace, peace, peace. Hey, I accept that invite, too. I got your text message. There's been a lot going on my end. But I do accept that invite. Now, once again, look, y'all, they're putting themselves in position, 10-year marks. And see, shit like this is one reason why I'm having the class this Friday, right? We back with the classes now. Hold on. We are back with the classes this Friday. Where is it at? Upcoming courses. Here we go, right here. I will be showing y'all how to open up a 30-year mortgage on Bitcoin, right? Some of y'all might be like, why would I want to open up a 30-year mortgage on Bitcoin? Next Burn, Learn, and Earn is this Saturday night. Saturday night, we burn, learning, and earning. Downtown Chicago. Reach out to me. I'm going to get a phone number people can text for the address, for the location. I'm going to get a phone number posted on my page. Don't worry. I got us. But think of it like this, right? Let's just say, right, you could lock in $20,000 worth of Bitcoin today for the next 30 years with only 2% down. 2% down. Can anybody tell me what 2% of, what I say, 20,000? Yeah, 20,000 is. Who can tell me what 2% of 20,000 is? Who can tell me what 2% of 20,000 is? Anybody? I've been rocking with you since 2019, already giving knowledge and value. I appreciate that. $200. Wealthy one, $200. So for $200, you can lock in $20,000 worth of Bitcoin in 2025's price for the next 30 years. Right? So now, can you imagine what Bitcoin will be in the next 10 years? And you've locked it in the price of 2025, and that was 2035, and you're still paying a mortgage on the original locked-in value. Think of it like this. It's similar to you getting a house and then the house growing in value. Now you have equity. Now you got equity. You paid what? You paid $120,000 for the house. Now the house is worth you paid $120,000 for the house. Now it's worth $200,000. You got $80,000 worth of equity. So imagine you paid $20,000. Hold on, let's do the math. Let's do the math real quick. Hold on. Let's do the math. In fact, I'm gonna do the math and I'm gonna do an example for you. Hold on. I'm gonna do the math and I'm gonna do an example for you. Math and an example. Just watch. Hold on. So 20,000 right now. 20,000 right now will get you 2 million. No, 21,651,981 Satoshis. So we'll just say 21 million Satoshis. That's interesting. So that's fucking interesting. You can get 21 million Satoshis right now locked in for $200. For $200. Now, what do you think 21 million Satoshis will be worth in 10 years? Let me show you an example. Let me show y'all an example from my own archives. Hold on. Let me show y'all an example from my own archives. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Did I not got YouTube? Let me show y'all an example from my own archives. Hold on. Let me show you something. Let me just show you something. Hold on. Let me show you something that you can kind of look at it like this, right? In this way. Hold on. All right. So look. The class is this Friday. I'm going to be walking everybody through how to do it this Friday. Want to sign up for class? Go to blockwallstreet.biz, not .io no more. It's block, BLOCK, and go to upcoming courses and events, and you can sign up for the class where I'm going to be walking you through every step. And I'm going to be adding my own flavor on certain strategies you can use to achieve this too, using credit and whatnot. Right? But let me show you something. So this is me buying Bitcoin from a Bitcoin ATM. When Bitcoin, let me see, what was the price of Bitcoin? What was the price of Bitcoin? There we go. 3,000. Y'all see that? $3,300. And this was a markup because remember, the machines always charge you more. So it was probably somewhere around $2,800, $2,900 when I made this video. All right, so let's pay attention. All right, we ain't worried about it. Okay, here we go. We're putting in here 20, 21, 2, $23. Pay attention. $23 got me 723,530 Satoshis. Pay attention. $23 got me 723,530 Satoshis. Okay? Now, and then they buy back at 3,100. See how they get you? So it's probably 3,200 or something because they sell 3,178. Price must dip down. I don't know. But look at the price of Bitcoin when I made this video, y'all. Bitcoin's $91,000 now. This is how long I've been trying to get people involved with this. To the fact where I was showing you how to just go use the ATM back then, right? But pay attention though. So we got $723,530. Imagine we were able to lock in this amount with only 2% up front. What's 2% of $23? Somebody give it to me. What's 2% of $23? Somebody give it to me. What's 2%? But I know we don't talk. What you mean we don't talk this way? We talk about the market. Up, down, it don't matter. Bull, bear. I'm not one of them moon boys. But he said, we don't talk this way, but what if 125K was a cycle top and we had to have a top to bottom correction that's comparable to previous cycle correction, say 70% down from 125? I mean, we're already almost at 30%. So what, another 20%? Fuck it, come on. What does that mean? It means I get cheaper Bitcoin. That's all it means. That's all it means to me. That's all it means to me. All right, so 2%, so 46 cents, right? 46 cents. So imagine you was able to put 46 cents on $23 worth of Bitcoin that you could pay off over the next 10, 15 years, right? Which it wouldn't take you, but just imagine. What would that $23 be worth today if we're doing a mortgage? 723,530 Satoshis. I hope I'm not losing y'all. 723, 530. So that's $668 today. Remember, when I purchased it, meaning if you look at it, when you locked the price in, when you locked it in, it was $23. When was this video done? I did this video 8 years ago. When was this? June 12th, 2017, I posted this video. I got 86,000 views. Wow. Damn. I posted this video June 12th, 2017. Tell you how long I've been doing this for. Trying to get people involved. June 12th, 2017. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 8 years later, that $23 is $668. So imagine you're paying off your $23 mortgage, 30-year mortgage, but now it's worth $668. Are y'all kind of catching what I'm pitching? Anybody lost? Anybody lost? I hope not. Because technology like this, man, Joe, this shit get my synapses stimulated. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm a freak for this type of shit. All this technology that's coming out and the way I'm able to play with it like it's the streets. Man, what? This shit like a playground to me. I love the blockchain. You know? So during this class, we will be going through credit. We will be going through self-banking. We will be going through self-banking as a way to fund our mortgage. So if you want to catch that, go to blockwallstreet.biz, right? What if I got a house I need to fix up and rent out? How can I make crypto? How can you make crypto? But if you're going to rent it out, take the rent money and take a portion of it and put it in crypto. I guess if I'm understanding the question correctly, I'm hoping that I don't miss Cas because you didn't miss Bitcoin. I don't know what you did. Hey, Mr. J Block Dog, I'm gonna tell you something. You look at this completely wrong, bro. Stop, because the way you talk, I hope I catch it. It ain't about hoping to catch nothing. Stop thinking that Cas was the next Bitcoin and that Cas was gonna go to $100,000. Stop thinking like that, bro. That's not the way to think over here. There is no next Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Bitcoin did what it did. You didn't miss Bitcoin. I didn't miss Bitcoin. Nobody on this live tonight missed Bitcoin. Now, if you're like, oh, I didn't buy it at a penny or $10, who gives a fuck? You didn't miss it, Joe. We're in the beginning of what's going to outlive us. So how did you miss anything? Now, are there assets that you can buy cheaper that may give you a better appreciation in Bitcoin? 100%. It don't mean you miss Bitcoin, though. It just means you're taking a different route in order to make some capital, right? Somebody could be buying fucking virtuals right now saying, man, I'm buying virtuals because I miss Casper. You know what I mean? So, hey, look, this is the thing. Y'all do not get married to none of this shit and put all your eggs in one basket, right? The only basket that I would say I'm attached to is Bitcoin. As far as all these altcoins, I'm not married to none of this shit. Not one of them. There is no, I'm going to hold Ethereum forever because, no. I'm going to trade Ethereum. I'm going to take the profit from Ethereum and buy Bitcoin. Same thing with XRP. Same thing with XLM. Same thing with Velo. Same thing for every other motherfucking currency that I'm going to trade in order to get more Bitcoin. Because for me, it's all about BTC. Now, I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I'm just a Bitcoin realist. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, Bitcoin coming in at 92,285. My expectation is somewhere around 85,000. Ethereum right now, $3,000. I'm looking at about 27 to 2,800, maybe even 25. Looking at the 200-day exponential here, right? Classes this Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let me see. Should I dollar cost average into cheaper coins to come up with money for Bitcoin? If that's my strategy, how much should I allot to Bitcoin while doing it? That's up to you. I can't tell you how much. That's up to you. Everybody's going to do it different. This is the thing about asking questions like that, right? It's so many different variables that have to go into even answering that just for yourself. Like, okay, how much money did I put in? How much money did I make? What other responsibilities do I have to take care of? Because now I got to allocate accordingly. You get what I mean? So there's no clear-cut, dry answer to that I could give you. And that would be me kind of giving financial advice, which is illegal for me to do. Once again, y'all, this is not financial advice. These are my opinions and my opinions alone. Any and everything that I'm telling y'all could be 100% wrong. Please always go do your own due diligence. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here for the night. I appreciate everybody that was able to tap in. Once again, if anybody does want to send a donation, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/block Wall Street. I appreciate any and all donations. With that being said, everybody have a good night.